Hi everyone, and welcome to another video here on the Britpop channel. Now this is going to be the first video of a two-part video, and we're going to be looking at my CD album collection from 1989 to 1994. Now I'm going to make it quite clear, this is only albums by bands specifically. There's going to be no best of compilation albums, and there's also not going to be no compilation albums of different bands. It is band-specific albums in my collection from 1989 to 1994, and it is going to be the first part of a two-part video. So that's what it's going to be, and it's up to right now, as of right now, regardless of anything that might be behind me in unopened or in the mail or what I might go out and buy tomorrow. It is literally what's on the shelf here next to me right now. Now please stick around to the end of the video, because there are two albums that I missed out because I walked out the room with them in my hand, put them down, and I didn't bring them back. So stick around to the end of the video to see which ones I forgot to include. And also, if you're enjoying the Britpop channel, please show your support by giving the video a thumbs up, and also if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel, because all the support is really appreciated and getting it out there that there is a Britpop channel out there on YouTube for everyone to come and enjoy. Also, please leave any comments or anything down below. And so let's get straight into the video, and this is my CD album collection from 1989 to 1994. Hi everyone, this is my CD album collection from 89 to 94. Now I am doing it in year of release order. This is how, while I'm just focused on the Stone Roses here, starting in 89. This is moving along from 89 to 94. I personally like to have my CDs in chronological order, just so I can show the history of British music throughout the 90s, starting off in 89, working its way up to 99, 2000. You can see the change, the vast change in different music styles going from one end of the decade to the other. So that's how it is. If you let me know how you have your CDs arranged, or what order that you have them in on your CD shelf, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be interested to find out, and whether should I change it to alphabetical order. Let me know in the comments down below. So first off, we have the Stone Roses first release in 1989. Now this is not an original release. I'd like to find an original release. This is just a reissue from 1999, but that's in my collection right now. I am always on the lookout for an original 89 pressing. That's not one. So starting off with the Stone Roses in 1989, and then into 1990. We have one of my favourite early 90s indie albums, constantly challenging for the top spot with another album, and that is The High and Somewhere Soon. I absolutely love this album. It is I think it's the songs on it are just sensational. Box Set Go, So I Can See. Yeah, I love this album, and it is one of my favourite early 90s albums. Constantly challenging for the top spot, along with another album that come out in 91. Let's move on to 1991, and it is not Blur, but the Blur's first release did come out in 91. Blur Leisure. It is this next one underneath. It is Slinky by the Milton Brothers. This is constantly challenging for the top spot of my favourite early 90s indie album with The High Somewhere Soon. I put them on level pegging with each other. They are both amazing albums. This is actually an American copy of Slinky. Picked it up really cheap off eBay, but I absolutely love it. Great songs on here. Here I Stand is probably my favourite song, but there's not a bad song on it. It is a quality album. If you don't have it, I suggest you go and buy it, and you will not be disappointed. Other albums from 91 that are in my collection, there's not many. there is Fox Space Alpha by Saint Etienne. Quality early dance album, early 90s. And then I have the album Doubt by Jesus Jones. Not a big fan of Jesus Jones, but yeah, as you can see, 99 pence for that, so I did not say no. Only 4 albums for 91. When it comes to the early 90s, I do not have a lot of early 90s indie CDs, so if there's anything that you can recommend or anything I should definitely go in, be on the lookout, then please leave a comment down below. I would love to know your thoughts. Up next, we have 1992, The Love Album by Carter the Unstoppable Sex Machine. Quality album. Then I have, this is the second album by the Wannadies. Now, it is not as, I want to say it's not as poppy as the later albums that came on later on in the 90s. And this was not released in the UK, I believe it. No, I don't think it was. It's a bit more on the mellow side, but it's still a quality listen, and it is the Wannadies, Britpop legends, honorary Britpop band. Yeah, that's their second album. Now, the next album needs no introduction, and that is Denim, bless Lawrence. Now, this can be quite expensive to get hold of. I actually managed to find a listing on eBay. It popped up one day and I managed to snag it for under £5. So, Denim. And this is the birth of Britpop right here with Denim. Back in Denim, middle of the road, the Osmonds. I'm against the 80s. Here's my song for you. Some quality tunes there, and should definitely, if you don't have this in your collection and you're a Britpop fan, you should definitely check it out. That's Denim. Next, we have Eat Yourself Whole by Kingmaker. Now, I love Kingmaker, local band from Hull. Quality. This is their first album, and if you've already seen on the channel, I do have an interview with the drummer John. We have a good chat. Yep, that's Eat Yourself Whole by Kingmaker. Nice early indie band. Next, for 92, we have the band Curve and Doppelganger. This is very different to what else was happening around the time in 92. It's a good listen. My favourite song on here, I'm always conflicting on what my favourite song is, but I think it's Fait Accomplished. I picked this up from a car boot in Bridlington a few years ago. I can't remember if I paid £1.50 for it. I think I was probably trying to haggle it down. I always am. Next, we have the Manic Street Preachers debut album. Quality songs on that. Now, it is a big album, 18 songs. Whew. It's a long listen. It's a long listen, is that? Next up, we have Ocean Colour Scene with the very underrated debut album. Now, I did not pay $9.99 for it from HMV. I think I paid 50 pence from it from a charity shop. Not so before the COVID restrictions. Now, then up, I have another underrated album from 1992. Jesus and the Mary Chain, Honey's Dead. Now, this album, changing sound for Jesus and the Mary Chain. Still got that shoegazy vibe, but some quality tunes on here. Almost Gold, Tumble Down. Can't see them going out of focus. It's my reflection, but yep. Jesus and the Mary Chain, Honey's Dead. Then we have the second album from Lightning Seeds here at the bottom. It's all upside down. Life with Riley. Nice little album there. So I have a fair few albums from 1992. But like I said, I am missing... In the early 90s, it was all about shoegaze and Grebo, however you want to say it, crusty. I'm missing albums from them sort of styles. I'm missing lots of early 90s indie. So yeah, any suggestions, please leave any comments down below. On to 1993, And we have, starting up with here, shoegaze band, probably their Catherine Wheel and Chrome. This is a quality album for them. This is when starting to sound a bit more mainstream away from the shoegaze. It's still there, but that's a quality album. This album can be quite expensive at times as well. I only picked it up for £1 from a bookshop in the village of Brigg, not far away from here. Next up, Wonder Stuff, Construction for the Modern Idiot. That's a good album. 1993. Now this is one of my favourite albums. One of my favourite bands, the Candy Skins, on their second album, Fun. Land of Love is probably my favourite song off this album. It is just hit after hit. Love it. Boo Radley's Giant Steps came out in 93. Now this album is still in the shoegazy bits before they went full on pop. Lazarus is on this album. Definitely check it out. Definitely check out the Candy Skins Fun if you haven't got that. Definitely check it out. And then last but by no means least, in 1993, we have Blur and their second album, Modern Life is Rubbish. Era-defining album for them. If Leisure didn't put them on the map, Modern Life is Rubbish definitely put them on the map. I don't need to talk about that anymore, because that album is amazing and is worth all the hype it gets. And then equally, so is this album, the debut album by Suede. Now these had been hyped for a long time before this came out, from about early 92 on 91 up to 93, but this is their debut album and it is quality. Same as on the Suede, mentioned same on the front cover of the Select magazine with Denim, along with the Autos and Saint Etienne at the same time. Birth of Britpop, Suede. Blur not mentioned in that, but yeah, two era-defining albums there from 1993. Blur, Modern Life is Rubbish, and Suede. Now, 1993, I don't have as many as 92. I've only got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move on to 1994. At the top here, we've got Strange Love and Time for the Rest of Your Life. Just picked this up recently. It is a cool, a bit darker side of pop. Debut album from Strange Love. And then next we have the debut album from the Britpop band Manta Ray. Now these are a bit more on the obscure side. And this album, well, I think I got a good price for it at the time. I would love to have the t-shirt that come with the vinyl. I'm always watching out for that on eBay. Carrying on into 1994. We have Blur's third album, and this, if Britpop didn't start in, I think it started in 92, then this put it on the map more than Modern Life. This is more poppy than Modern Life is Rubbish, and that's Park Life. Don't need to say anything else about that, everyone knows about that album. Next we have the Lightning Seeds follow-up album to Sense, and that is Jollification. Now this made them more mainstream before the other album. A few big hits in that. Lucky You. I think my favourite is Marvellous on that. Next we have Pulp with His and Hers. Now this solidified Pulp's status in the indie bands and got them, let's say, got them more noticed by the more popular people, and definitely in a lot more households with hits like Babies and Lip Gloss. Yeah. Do you remember the first time? It's probably my favourite on there, but definitely got them in small houses. Then Dogman Star. For me, Suede's best album. Easily Suede's best album. Dogman Star. Follow up to the debut. And we've got Oasis in 94. Yep. Everyone knows about Oasis. Rock and roll. Let's get on with it. And then following on from that, we have the Shed 7 came onto the scene in 1994 with their debut album Changegiver. Nice debut album. And then my last album from 1994 is a Norwegian band called Popsicle. I think they're Norwegian or Swedish, same as The Wanna Dies. Now Popsicle, an indie band, this is their album Abstinence. This is a quality album, and I am on the verge of liking Popsicle more than The Wanna Dies, but their Popsicle albums are very expensive, so they're not cheap to go for. If you've not heard Popsicle, go on Spotify and check them out. Good listen, good indie band. So that is my CD albums from 89 to 1994. And like I've already said a couple of times, I'm a bit lacking in the early 90s indie section. If anyone has any recommendations, then please hit me up in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you next time. And remember to hit that like button and hit subscribe to the channel. Thanks again. Bye bye.